So it seems like Samsung is on a streak these days with the updates, and I have been way too amazed with the speed that they push these latest updates with, even the monthly patches, which puts them right in line with the Pixel series devices, and sometimes even better. And though delivering faster updates is just not enough, they do mess up sometimes, like with the case of A52s. But I still appreciate Samsung since they provide timely fixes to most of these issues. So on that note, we now have the OneUI 4.1 update for the Galaxy S20 FE 5G. And here are all the new features that we get with this one. I also tested out things like benchmark scores and everything else that you need to know before updating. Also, I would highly advise you to wait for the full review before you decide to update to this version. Anyways, before we start, make sure to tap on that subscribe button and press that bell icon if you haven't already, so that you can be the first one to know when a new video comes. And in case you wish to watch this video in Hindi language, here is a card to the Bit Tech Hindi channel. So the size of this update is more than 1 GB, which is huge of course, and it does bring some new features to this device as well. Before coming to the list of new features, let's see the benchmark scores after this OneUI 4.1 update on this device. So on Geekbench, the device got a score of 876 in single core and 3168 in the multi-core score, which is slightly better than the February update. Now, first up, in the wallpaper style, we have this redesigned color palette option. It works the same way as before, but looks a bit cleaner and more elaborate if I were to sum up, which is really nice. Next, we have the smart widgets here. So Samsung basically copied the idea from iPhone, which has these smart stacks that are basically multiple swipeable widgets, and we have something like that on the OneUI 4.1. So we get this 3 options to choose from, and you can just swipe across the widgets you like. Or you can just long press and choose any widget that you want to add to this stack. And I must say, this will be very useful for someone like me who uses multiple widgets on a page, and I appreciate this feature a lot. Next up, we have the smart calendar feature that will basically use the text in your messages to convert them into an event. And you can do that with just a tap. Also, it supports apps like stock messaging, WhatsApp, Signal and more. After this, we also have the option to use Samsung Pay to add driver licenses, boarding passes, car keys, movie tickets and much more, which will come in handy in various scenarios. Also, the RAM Plus feature, which is basically used to increase the available RAM by using the internal storage, well, it can now be customized, and you can use various options ranging from 2 to 8 GB, which can be useful, though I don't feel its usefulness on a flagship, but maybe in future. In the camera part, there are some changes too. First up, you can now use the night mode on all 3 cameras instead of just primary, which is a welcome addition in my opinion. And now the other 2 cameras will become useful too, especially in dark scenarios, which I truly appreciate, as I even took some camera samples just to show you how it feels like. Also, I've seen that the camera intelligently shifts to 3x mode, that is the telephoto lens, and switches back to primary if it finds that the quality is not up to the mark. Though I appreciate manual control here, but it works better than OneUI 4, where it used to work on 10x mode and above. They've also mentioned portraits on night mode, but sadly I could not see that option on my device as of now. Lastly, you can also use the Pro mode on ultra wide angle camera now, both in the Pro video and Pro image mode, which would be very useful in day-to-day scenarios. Now lastly, in accessibility settings, there are separate sliders to control the balance of phone speaker and any connected devices like your earbuds, which might come in handy for some. Rest, I'll be testing out things like the battery life, gaming performance and more after this update. So stay tuned for the full review, and that's it for now. So if you do end up liking this video, make sure you press that subscribe button and that like button while you're at it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.